Deacon John Wilson here, Education Enrichment Director for West Angeles Church. Well, I think it's time to do another video on the Department of Education because again, I'm seeing information that will scare me as a parent, and you'll probably agree with it because again, it's a little bit of politics here and a little bit of preference here. And I mean, you may have great concern about the current administration under our president, the current president, President Trump. You may feel that he means bad and he's going to take away your students' rights, but he's limited by a thing called the Constitution, to which you might say he's a dictator, he's not going to listen to it. But no, I don't think that's true at all. I can tell by the language of the executive orders that are asking for the Department of Education to be dismantled, which he can not do by an executive order. I'm going to say that again twice. He cannot dismantle the Department of Education by an executive order because it was created by Congress in 1979. We have a separation of powers. Only Congress can end it. I can tell you right now, I don't even think it will get out of the House to totally get rid of it. So he can say anything he wants, and it gets people all upset. But he executive orders are not laws. So that's number one. Then individual policies in place inside the Department of Education um, cannot be just deleted or cut away. And you're going to hear about disabilities acts today from a great video that I'm going to react to in a moment. IEPs, 504s, and parents like that are super scared they're going to lose it. Because here in California, more than half that comes from the federal government. But I don't think you need to worry about that. And I'll show you today. And talk about it after the video is over and during the video. I'll just talk about it during the video. I don't want to delay this too much longer, so I'm going to go ahead and start that. There are other functions in the Department of Education that are going to be moved somewhere else, like student loans will probably move to the Small Business Administration. That will be the proposal to Congress has to approve it. They'll probably approve that because we haven't had such a good experience with the Department of Education running loans. And it shouldn't matter to you. They're not getting rid of the loan and the Pell Grant and all that. They're not getting rid of those. They're just going to be moved to another agency in the government. There's no way politically that could be done. And again, to eliminate the student loan program will require Congress to approve, which means simple majority in the House and 60 votes in the Senate. Please understand that. It's not going to happen where it just gets rid of financial aid. And I keep hearing that too and hearing people on TV say it, and it's just not true. I hope that helps you right there, parents. But let's go look at this video. I'm going to react to it at the same time. So hang on, I'll do that for you right now. Okay, parents, this is the best one on the federal aid for disabilities. And it's kind of the same idea because you're going to hear about something called IDEA. But I think I'm going to react to the video as we go. I'll include the entire video below so you can click it and watch the whole thing without my comments. But I think I should react to things that are said in this video to really help. There's a lot of technical things she says and things that can't be understood. And I know it's being misreported in the media. So I'm kind of trying to keep this video as short as I can, but I think you'll see that it does what we need and more. Hold on, let me make that happen for you here.
The White House issued an executive order in hopes of closing the U.S. Department of Education. What does this mean for kids with IEPs and 504?
Notice she said an executive order with hopes of closing the Department of Education. Please notice that. That's what she said. Okay. She didn't say that it'd be closed. This lady's a real expert. That's why I look at her video channel. Those of you who are interested in different parts of education, local schools, probably should check her out. You can just subscribe to the channel by clicking the link below, like I said. Let's continue.
Plans. Hi, I'm Ray Jacobson, the host of the Hyperfocus podcast here at Understood, a nonprofit that advocates for people with learning and thinking differences like ADHD and dyslexia. I'm also a person with ADHD, and I'm a parent. When the news broke that the president had begun drafting an executive order to gut the Department of Education, I, like so many other parents,
I mean, she said gut. Gut is one of those words that make parents afraid, right? Gut. It means get rid of it. But as you'll find out, the functions of the Department of Education will still go on. Many of them, most of them, they'll be moved to other departments. The cost savings is you don't need a big administrative federal branch to do it. Even the grants to states can still be sent directly to the states. Congress has to approve this, you all. She used the word gut, and I don't agree with that word. Let's continue.
was concerned and confused. Since the news broke, we've gotten a lot of questions from parents who, like me, are wondering and worrying about what this might mean for kids who learn and think differently. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not an expert on learning and thinking differences, but I am lucky enough to work with folks who are. And with their help, I'm here to try to answer some of your questions about what changes at the Department of Education could mean for neurodivergent kids. We've also linked an FAQ that covers these questions and more in the description below, and we'll be updating it as things develop, so make sure to check it out. Let's dive in. So what is the Department of Education? The U.S. Department of Education is a government agency that oversees, among many other things, some funding for K-12 schools. But schools only get about 6 to 13% of their funding from the federal government.
So in California, it's about 5%, and most of it is in disability funding. There's other small forms of funding that are used by school districts, but that's it. So California is in that. She said 6 to 13. All right, maybe 6% in California. In other states, it'd be more. All right. But you remember what I said? Any kind of funding will probably flow directly to the states. It just won't be administered by the federal government. Let's continue.
The rest comes from states and local districts.
Right.
Along with the states, the Department of Education also enforces laws that protect students with disabilities in school. How could this affect IEPs and 504 plans? It's important to know that even with an executive order, the president cannot take away IEPs, stop funding for special education, or make any changes to the law.
So these people in LUSD and Long Beach School District that are saying that he's going to get rid of IEPs, that Trump's doing that, they're lying to you. Either they're lying to you or they don't understand how the government runs or the Constitution or something, but they're lying and getting you scared. Let's continue.
That approval from Congress. If Congress decides to cut or reduce federal funding, it could end up affecting IEPs and 504 plans. Is my child's current IEP or 504?
When I hear that, I always wonder, do you really understand the politics of that statement? Okay, right now, the Republicans have a 3-seat advantage in the House, and they have a 53 to 47 advantage in the Senate. But it's going to take 60 votes to pass the Senate. A simple majority in the House. And I know there's lots of Republicans in the House that will not agree to this. Will need to have a lot of things explained before they cut out things like this. And before they get rid of the Department of Education, for that matter. An executive order is not a law. And let's stop worrying about that. Stop treating it that way. There's a lot of things that have been proclaimed that are not necessarily under the control of the executive. There are other things that are, and I think are going to be changed. And then there's the money control the government has still, that Congress still controls the purse. And that's the House. But remember, you got a Senate there. All right? That 60 votes are required. I just wonder if you know that, by the way she said that.
Our plan's still in effect. Yes. We can all take a breath. For now, nothing has changed.
That's
if your
right.
child has an IEP or a 504 plan in place, it is still in place. If I'm in the middle of trying to get an IEP or 504 plan, should I keep going? Absolutely, and we're here to help. We've got a ton of great resources to help families learn more about IEPs, 504 plans, and much more on our website, understood.org. What happens if the Department of Education closes? The short answer is we don't know. know yet. Executive orders are not laws, and a lot of things
And the reason you don't know yet is because we don't know how it'll be worked out between Congress and the president. You know, that we don't know. They may insist some things stay federally controlled, but nobody knows what it means. And executive orders are not laws. She keeps saying it too, and I agree with her. But we treat them like that in the media. And oh, he's going to get rid of the Department of Education. He's going to take my financial aid in college. These are all lies. They're either lying to you to keep you scared, which I think, or they just don't understand how government works.
would need to happen for this to take effect, including an act of Congress. This is an evolving situation, but as things change, we'll be here to update you every step of the way and continue to provide expert resources and clear, objective information to support people who learn and think differently. So remember to check the link in the description for those updates and subscribe to our channel for more on learning and thinking differences.
I highly recommend obviously that that you do that. I highly recommend.
The White House issued
Sorry about that. Clearly, I highly recommend that you look at my description block below, click on the link, then look at her description block and go to the website understood.org. I've been over there lots of times and get into understanding what's really changed. And they should have other videos on there about the Department of Education. But this is the best one I think that would help you. So I hope I have allayed any concerns about the cuts in general, specifically about special ed programs. You know, I'm going to do some other videos about school choice and I'm going to list out some things that can improve math instruction and reading instruction, and you know that state of California can control. Is our performance in schools is one of the worst in the country, and that's not affected by what's going on in the White House, which is why I want you as parents to be well prepared for these things and get your students in a place where their merit and their skills get them ahead in society. God bless you. Thank you very much. Bye bye now.